ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Om. Dear friends, we are in this 72nd shloka number 72 of 18th adhyaya. This shloka is Kachidetat Shrutam Partha Tvayaikagrena Chetasa Kachid Ajnana Sammohaha Pranashtaste Dhananjaya. So this is the thing. It is a question by Arjuna, Krishna to Arjuna. So Krishna has say in that last class we read the shlokas where Krishna told about say the benefit for the teacher, the benefit for the listener. So all that thing we have seen. What is the benefit for the Yaidam Paramam Guhyam Adbhakteshva Vidasyati, the one who teaches it, and then the one who listens it, the student, one who adhyeshyati, all those things we have heard. Now this is the Acharya Dharma. Acharya Dharma is, it is the duty of a teacher to know whether the student has really understood it or not. And then in fact, in case he has not understood, he has to find out some upayantara. Upayantara means some other means to say teach, communicate what he wants to communicate. So that is what we read in the Avatarika also. Tad agrahane jnate punaha grahishyami upayantarena api iti prashtur abhiprayah. So that is what we read. So all that Avatarika is over. I think we just read the shloka. The meaning is like this. Kachid etat shrutam partha. He partha. Kachid is prashnarthaka. Prashnarthaka kachid, wherever kachid comes, question mark. Etat shrutam kachid means, has it been heard properly? Etat, this one, shrutam kachit, has it been heard properly? How? Tvaya ekagrena chetasa shrutam kachit. Tvaya, by you, ekagrena chetasa, by focused mind. Chetas is mind. Ekagrena, highly focused, concentrated, with all attention. Have you heard it or not? So that is it. Kachit ajnana sammohaha pranashtaste dhananjaya. He Dhananjaya. Kachit ajnana sammohaha. Sammoha means moha. Moha is false knowledge, delusion. Delusion means false knowledge. Not that absence of knowledge. He has got a lot of knowledge, but wrong knowledge. Totally wrong perspective. All that has it ajnana sammoha. That is delusion due to ajnana. Ajnana vashat sammoha. That is all the delusion because of that ajnana. Has it been pranashtaha? Pranashtaha means prakarshena nashtaha. That is, it should not sprout again. Nirbija, as they say. That is Dagdha Bija Nyaya, they say. Dagdha Bija Nyaya is, suppose you take a seed, you keep it in the store for say months and months also, it still has that potential to sprout. Again, if you plant it in some soil, it will again sprout. So this seed should be, this seed of Ajnana should be totally destroyed. So it has to be roasted. Once it is roasted, it is a Dagdha Bija. It is called Dagdha Bija, a roasted seed. Something like a roasted seed, the Ajnana has to disappear. So that is the point here. Ajnana sammoha kachit pranashtaha te dhananjaya. Has your ignorance has been totally destroyed? Has it been totally destroyed like a roasted seed? Of course, roasted seed I am saying, it is not there in this shloka. Has it been destroyed like that? It should not sprout up again. So that is the meaning. So let us see the bhashyam. Kachit kim etat maya uktam shrutam shravanena avadharitam partha kim tvaya ekagrena chetasa chittena kim va pramaditam. So maya uktam shrutam. Shrutam means Shravanena avadharitam. Shravana manana nididhyasana. Shravana means understanding the overall meaning, or not overall meaning, understanding the meaning thoroughly. Overall meaning can also mean superficial, not superficially. understanding what has been told in the scripture in a very, very proper way, in a thorough manner. So that is what is Shravanam. Vedanta Vakyartha Avagahanam. So that is what is Shravanam. So that is it. Shravanena avadharitam, has it been properly understood? He Partha. Tvaya ekagrena chetasa. Chetasa means chittena, by such a concentrated mind. Kimva pramaditam. Pramada means anavadhanata. Pramado anavadhanata. So that is what Amarakosha says. Anavadhanata means inattentiveness. So were you all quite attentive, or was there any sort of inattentiveness on your part? So that is the Kimva pramaditam. Kachid ajnana sammohaha.
Kachid ajnana sammohaha.
Ajnana nimittaha sammohaha.
Ajnana nimittaha sammohaha.
Vichitta bhavo avivekata.
Vichitta bhavo avivekata.
Swabhavikaha kim pranashtaha.
Swabhavikaha kim pranashtaha.
So by nature the human being is rather inattentive, rather fickle-minded. Vichitta bhavaha. Vichitta vividham gacchati. So in going in different directions, vividham, vichitta bhavaha, avivekata, and also this lack of discrimination, lack of avivekata is of course lack of discrimination. Vichitta bhava is this mind wandering here and there. So all that thing is vichitta bhavaha. So this ajnana sammohaha, ajnana nimittaha sammohaha, this delusion or false knowledge because of this ignorance, and all this mind wandering here and there, and lack of discrimination, which is quite natural, swabhavikaha, which is swabhava, human nature is that. Has it been pranashtaha, has it been totally destroyed? Prakarshena nashtaha. Then yadarthoyam shastra shravanayasaha tava.
Yadarthoyam shastra shravanayasaha tava.
Mamacha upadeshtrutvayasaha pravruttaha.
Mamacha upadeshtrutvayasaha pravruttaha.
Te tubhyam dhananjaya.
Te tubhyam dhananjaya.
Okay. Yadarthaha, because of which all this effort on my part and on your part. On your part, what is the effort? What is the labor? The labor is shravanayasaha. That is the pain of listening. Ayasa means not exactly pain, the strain, stress and strain, because you have to listen, you have to understand, you have to follow it, and then you have to recapitulate what was told in the earlier class and in earlier classes, and then you have to digest properly in the mind. So all that thing is shravanayasaha. Then yadarthaha ayam shastra shravanayasaha tava. On your part, tava means yours, on your part, shravanayasaha, that strain of listening. Mamacha, on my part, upadeshtrutvayasaha. Upadeshta means teacher. Upadeshtrutvam means teacherhood, if we can use that word. Upadeshtrutva. Upadeshtrutvayasaha means that strain which is involved in teaching. The strain involved in teaching is, I also have to read a couple of bhashyas, and I also have to digest it first of all myself, and then try to communicate. So that thing, all that thing is pravruttaha, all that has proceeded because of that. So, and then, he Dhananjaya, pranashtaha te Dhananjaya, kachid ajnana sammoha pranashtaste Dhananjaya. Yadarthaha means because of which, because in order to eliminate your ajnana sammoha only, all this thing has started. Yadarthaha means for the sake of which, so that is what it means. For the sake of which means for the sake of driving away your ignorance. My Shravanaya, your Shravanayasa, and my strain in teaching. Your strain of listening and my strain of teaching, all that has started in order to drive away your ignorance. So that is it. So that ate tubhyam tava dhananjaya, has that been destroyed. So that is it. Then our Arjuna, now he replies. Let us read the shloka. There is no avatarika, isn't it?
Yes.
Arjuna uvacha. Nashto moha smrutirlabdha. Tvat prasadanmayachyuta. Sthitosmi gata sandeha. Karishye vachanam tava. So Arjuna is very categorically saying, Nashto mohaha, my delusion has disappeared. Nashtaha, nashi means nashi adarshane, that is, it disappeared. Nashtaha means it has disappeared. Nashi dhatu means disappearing, total disappearance. Smrutir labdha, smruti means regaining knowledge of one's own self, smriti, here is Atma Tattva Vishaya Jnanam. That is what Shankaracharya is saying. Smritisya Atma Tattva Vishaya, he says. That is realizing one's own identity. All the while I was feeling myself as some Arjuna who is some prince who is say so and so with some personality, a definition of a particular personality, and then I am going to kill my relatives and then I am going to fight and all these things. That was a very, very delimited identification with a delimited personality. Now he has gone out of the identification with that delimited personality. This Atma Tattva Vishaya, he has realized his self as nothing different from that from Brahman. So that is what is that Smriti. Smriti means recalling, recapitulating one's own real nature. That Smriti hi labdha. Labdha means attained. My Smriti has been attained. In fact, Vedanta is often said to be not telling something which is new, but telling him what he is already is. That is Kantha Baddha. There is one Nyaya which says, suppose somebody is wearing some sort of, he or she is having some gold ornament, and then suddenly he forgets about it, and then he looks everywhere, and then somebody comes and says, "Arey, it is in your own, you are wearing it, it is on your neck." So then he suddenly sees, yeah, it is there. So it is like that. It is something Smritir Labdha. Dashamastvamasi is again that thing. Dashamastvamasi, you are the 10th man. We know that story. The 10 people trying to cross the river and all that. We know that story several times we have heard. So that is like that. It is Smritir Labdha. That is awareness of the real nature of one's own self. So that is what is Labdha. Tvat prasadat maya achyuta. Maya achyuta. Hey achyuta. Achyuta name also is significant here. Because achyuta means one who doesn't have a decline. Chuti. Chuti means decline, fall. Then what this achyuta. Achyuta means that non-decaying, non-diminishing, that kutastha Brahma, kutastha, that immutable Brahma, that immutable, changing, so that immutable Brahman. So that is what is that kutastha. That is achyuta. Then tvat prasadat. Tvat prasadat means by your grace, by your teaching, because of your teaching, all this moha has disappeared. Maya achyuta. Then sthitosmi gata sandehaha. Gata sandehas san aham sthitaha. That is what gata sandeha means. Sandeha means samshaya, doubt. I am now rid of all doubts. I am now rid of all doubts. Gata sandeha. All the sandehas, all the doubts have gone. Gata, they have all gone. Gata sandeha san aham sthitosmi. I am now standing in front of you. I have absolutely no doubts in my mind. Then karishye vachanam tava. I am now doing whatever has been suggested by you. Karishye vachanam tava means whatever has been suggested by you, I am now doing. Then here, of course, we have to understand this word karishye. On this karishye, of course, Shankaracharya has not written much, but other people like Nilakantacharya, then Shankarananda also has written something on this karishye. Karishye means I will do. What is that I will do? Because we know that for a jnani, there is no karma. After a person becomes a jnani, for him there is no kartavya. Kartavyatva bhavaha, isn't it? What is that? Tasya karyam na vidyate, we have seen. For a jnani, there is no karyam, there is nothing, there is no kartavya. Then how are you going to say that karishye vachanam tava? Then, for example, then we have to take it as that loka sangrahartham karma. A jnani also, like King Janaka, he does karma loka sangrahartham. There is what is called a prarabdha karma. He is born as a kshatriya. He has been certain duties are enjoined on him. He has to perform those duties till the fall of his body. So that is the duty. Even if he is a jnani, he has to do that. So Shankarananda writes the same thing. Yatha Janaka Ashwapati Prabhutinam. We come across the names of various Rajarshis in various bhashyas, Janaka, Ashwapati, and various philosopher kings. So Yatha Janaka Ashwapati Prabhutinam Muktanam api Lokasangraha Chikirshaya Karmacharanam Tadvat. Lokasangraha Chikirshaya Karmacharanam. All their pursuit of action was from the position of a jnani, not from the position of an ajnani. The position of an ajnani is that I am the doer. The position of a jnani is that he knows Pashyan, Shranvan, Sprusan, Jigran, I am Naiva Kinchit Karomi. He is in that state of awareness that he is not the doer. So he is he is just doing whatever is the prarabdha karma. So in that manner he is doing. So with that sense of realization, he is doing his karma. So that is the meaning of this karishye vachanam tava. So we should not think that okay, Lord Krishna has sufficiently threatened Arjuna and then Arjuna at last has fallen in line. So that is not the way. So here we are seeing that Arjuna has also become a jnani. Right from the beginning our doubt is whether Arjuna is going ahead with the war with the principle of karma yoga, just listening to Lord Krishna and then getting threatened or intimidated by him and going ahead with war, or has Arjuna become a jnani? Arjuna has become a jnani. That is what is the shloka says, and that is what all the commentators have pointed out the same thing without any doubt. Then let us see the commentary. Nashto mohaha ajnanajaha
नष्टो मोहः अज्ञानजः
समस्त संसार अनर्थ हेतुः
समस्त संसारार्थ हेतुः
सागर इव दुस्तरः. So this moha, this delusion is something which is nashtaha, this has disappeared, and moha is what? Ajnanajaha, that is born of this ignorance. Then what else is it? Samasta samsara anartha hetuhu. This is the cause for all the samsara anartha, all the worldly anartha, unwanted, undesirable consequences which we see in the samsara. Undesirable consequences means doing something and then again getting the phalam for that, and then in order to enjoy that phalam we have to again take birth, and then moving in this cycle of samsara eternally. So that eternal movement in this wheel of samsara, that is the anartha. So that is what he says, samasta samsara anartha hetuhu. For the whole anartha, this wheel of samsara, this moha is the cause. Then sagara iva dustaraha, and it is so difficult to cross. Dustaraha, dukhena tartum shakyah, that is dustaraha. Sagara iva, like an ocean. It is something like an ocean. This moha is supposed to be moha sagara, it is said. So it is something like a sagaram. It is something like an ocean which is very difficult to cross. Then smrutischa atma tattva vishaya labdha. So smruti here means recalling one's own real nature. Smruti literally means recalling, that's all. Smruti is, literal meaning of smruti is memory. But atma tattva vishaya, that is recalling or realizing, not exactly recalling but realizing that one is the same, this one's self is the same as Brahman. So that is what is that atma tattva vishaya. Then yasya labhat sarva granthinam vipramoshaha. Oh, fine. Sarva yasyaha labhat. This smruti is in female gender, so that is why it is called feminine gender, not female gender, feminine gender. So yasyaha labhat. So that is why yasya, the dirgham is there. Yasyaha labhat, that is smrutehe labhat. Sarva granthinam vipramokshaha. That is vipramokshaha. That is all these Hrudaya Granthis. We have come across this word Hrudaya Granthi, the knots of this heart. What are all these knots? All this mama, kartrutva, bhoktrutva bhava. These are all Hrudaya Granthis. These are all because of delusion only. Various things like ego. This ego is one. Love, hate, various, all these emotions which are all these Hrudaya Granthis. So a Jnani is supposed to cross over all these Hrudaya Granthis. So Hrudaya Granthinam Vipramoksha, that is the release from all these knots, is only possible only when you know yourself. Vipramoksha. Vi is one upasarga, pra is one upasarga, moksha is one upasarga. Sarva Granthinam moksha itself is okay. Moksha means release from all these knots. That is, you are cutting away all these knots. Moksha itself is adequate, but there are two more prefixes which are upasarga, prefixes which are there for that in order to strengthen the meaning. Vi, visheshena, prakrushtam, moksha, mochanam. So that is without any doubt release from all types of these bandhas. That is it. Then tvat prasadat, tava prasadat,
त्वत्प्रसादात् तव प्रसादात्
मया त्वत्प्रसादम् आश्रितेन अच्युत.
मया त्वत्प्रसादम् आश्रितेन अच्युत.
Okay, त्वत्प्रसादात्, because I have surrendered to you. Tava त्वत्प्रसादम् आश्रितेन, I have come to you, I have sought your help, I have sought your guidance. त्वत्प्रसादम् आश्रितेन. Ashritaha means I have sought refuge under you. I have sought your guidance. So, hey Achyuta, then anena मोहनाश प्रश्न प्रतिवचनेन सर्वशास्त्रार्थ ज्ञान फलम् एतावत् एव इति निश्चितं दर्शितं भवति. So अनेन मोहनाश प्रश्न प्रतिवचनेन, the question regarding mohanasha prashna, the prashna regarding the destruction or disappearance of mohanasha prashna, anena prashnena prativachanena, by this reply, by this question regarding this mohanasha and by the reply of Arjuna that is moha has disappeared, then what do we infer by this? Sarva shastrartha jnana phalam yetavadeva, the sum and substance of the teaching of all shastras, sarva shastra, of all shastras means of all the Vedas and Upanishads, the sum and substance of their meaning is this. Iti nishitam darshitam bhavati. This is the decided. It is very, very decisively known. What is that? Yaduta. Yaduta means what is that? What is, if you ask what is that, so that is what that word means. Yaduta is an avyaya, which means if you ask what is that, then yaduta ajnana sammohanashaha atma smriti labhascha iti. So the result, if you ask what is it? What is the Sarvashastrartha Phalam? If you ask what is the Sarvashastrartha Phalam, then this is it. Ajnana Sammoha Nashaha, the disappearance of this whole Ajnana. Then Atma Smriti Labha, that is realizing one's own self. So this is the Phalam, this is the fruit of all that teaching. Then Tathacha Shrutau, yes.
Tathacha Shrutau.
Anatmavit Shochami.
Anatmavit
Shochati iti, na? Anatmavit shochami is the line from Chandogya Upanishad. So shochati also it is okay. Shochati probably he has arthato, it is called arthato anuvadaha. Arthato anuvada means he does not exactly quote what exactly is the line, but then he puts that meaning in that line. So that is called arthato anuvadaha. Maybe there arthato anuvada, but here it is anatmavit shochami ityupanyasya आत्मज्ञाने सर्वग्रंथि विप्रमोक्षः उक्तः तथा च श्रुतौ. Similarly, in the Shruti also we find what is that? Anatmavit shochami, I am ignorant, so that is why I am say in grief. So Narada is one. This is from Chandogya Upanishad. I think the context is Narada only. Narada, in the beginning he goes to Sanat Kumara. Narada is a man who is learned in all these say Shastras. He knows Veda, Shastra, Purana, this, that, everything. Mimamsa, not only this, including mathematics, physics, chemistry, philosophy, whatever was available at that time, he knows. But then he says, I know all this, but I do not know Atma Tattva. So, Anatmavit Shochami. Because I do not know my own self, I am in grief. So, that is what he says. So, Anatmavit Shochami ityupanyasya Atmajnane sarvavan granthi vipramokshaha uktaha. So by that what do we infer? We infer that by knowing one's own self, sarva granthi vipramokshaha, that is a release from all types of this hrudaya granthi, that is all the knots of the heart, knots of the mind, all these say constraints which we have imposed on ourselves, that they are all the knots in the mind, all those things they will be released. Then one more line from this Mundakopanishad. Bhidyate hrudaya granthihi. Tatra ko mohaha kashyokaha. Kashyokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. Iti cha mantravarnaha. So this Bhidyante hrudaya granthihi, that is in Mundakopanishad, and also we have seen that line in what is this Kathopanishad also. Hrudaya granthi. Then tatra ko mohaha kashyokah we have seen in Ishavasya Upanishad. Tatra ko mohaha kashyokah ekatvam anupashyatah. One who sees unity in everything. Where is the moha and where is the shoka? There is no question of delusion. There is no question of grief for the one who sees unity in everything. Unity means one who sees Brahman in everything. Brahman is the only unity. So that is it. Then for such a, with these things also we have seen the same message is conveyed. What is that? That is, Atmajnana is the cause for say emancipation from all types of grief. So that is the overall sum and substance. Then atha idanim tvat shasane sthitosmi
मच्छासने स्थितोस्मि
गत संदेहः मुक्त संशयः करिष्ये वचनं तव अहम् त्वत्प्रसादात् कृतार्थः न मे कर्तव्यमस्ति इत्यभिप्रायः. So this is the meaning. This is करिष्ये वचनं तव. He is explaining. अथ इदानीं now त्वत् शासने स्थितोस्मि. I am under your command. त्वत् शासने स्थितः अस्मि. I am under your शासनम. शासनम means command. शास धातु means commanding. So that is शासने स्थितोस्मि. गत संदेहः मुक्त संशयः, rid of all doubts. करिष्ये वचनं तव. I will do your whatever has been said, told by you. त्वत् प्रसादात्, by your grace. कृतार्थः. कृतार्थः means I have accomplished. कृतं अर्थं येन. That is, I have accomplished what has to be accomplished. Krutaha artha. That is, artha is Pumlinga. So, krutaha artha. So, that is, I have accomplished what has to be accomplished. That is, the knowledge of the self has been accomplished. So, that is how I am Krutartha. Tvat prasadat. Then, name kartavyam asti. It is not as though I, with a notion of I. It is not that I am doing it with a notion of I. Kartavyam, the word kartavyam can be used when there is this notion of I. When that notion of I is absent, then there is no kartavyam. So that is the point here. There is no notion of I here. Karishye vachanam tava. Then parisamaptaha shastrarthaha. Atha idanim katha sambandha pradashanartham Sanjaya uvacha. Parisamaptaha shastrarthaha. Whatever shastrartha has been told, or has to be told, has been completed. Then atha idanim, now katha sambandha pradarsanartham. Getting back to the story, katha sambandha. That is relating to the story line, let us say. Katha sambandha, relating to the story line. Sanjaya is now saying it. What is it? Sanjaya uvacha ityaham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmanah samvadamimam ashrausham adbhutam roma harshanam. So Sanjaya is now saying, telling whom? Telling Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya is that he is the man who was endowed with that special vision, with that divine vision, that divya drushti. So, and how did he get it? Vyasa prasadat. He is going to say that. So, because of the grace of Vyasa, sage Vyasa has bestowed him that thing at that time, that power to see. And then he was just watching it from a distance. It is something like a modern day war reporter. Sanjaya is something like a war reporter. So, he has seen what has happened in the field, and he has heard what is there, what Krishna said. And because Sanjaya is also a wise man, he also could see that Vishwarupa, and then he could describe that Vishwarupa to this blind king Dhritarashtra, all that thing. So he says, Iti aham vasudevasya parthasya cha mahatmanah samvadam ashrausham. Aham ashrausham. I heard. Ashrausham is past tense. Aham ashrausham. What? Samvadam. Samvadam is this discussion. Samvada. Discussion between whom? Vasudevasya Parthasya cha Mahatmanah. This Mahatma relates to Partha. Mahatma connects to Partha. The discussion between Vasudeva again we should not take ordinary meaning of Krishna. We have to take the meaning of that Paramatma. Then now of course Avatara of that Paramatma. Then Parthasya cha Mahatmanah. Mahatma Partha. That Shashti is Parthasya Mahatmanah. Mahatmanah Parthasya. So that is how Shashti comes for both. Because adjective also takes the Vibhakti Pratyaya. Adjective also takes vibhakti pratyaya. So Parthasya cha Mahatmanah. Mahatma means that great man. Mahatma, that great person. Why did he become great? He became great because he has realized his self. He has become an Atma Jnani. So that is how he has become a Mahatma. Till now Arjuna was not a Mahatma, but now Arjuna has become a Mahatma. Parthasya cha Mahatmanah. Samvadam imam ashrausham. Imam samvadam. This particular discussion, ashrausham, I heard. Adbhutam, something which is fantastic, something which is wonderful. Then Roma Harshanam. Roma Harshana, this word we have come across earlier. Roma means hair. Harshanam means that which pleases the hair, that which makes the hair happy. What is the what does it mean, making the hair happy? When you hear something which is really very exciting, your hair bristles. Roma Harshanam means when you listen to something which is so wonderful, so exciting, your hair bristles. So that is it. Roma Harshanam is something which makes your hair bristle. So that is it, Roma Harshanam. See the Bhashyam. Samvadamimam. Okay. Ityevam aham.
Ityevam aham.
Vasudevasya Parthasya cha Mahatmanah.
Vasudevasya Parthasya cha Mahatmanah.
Samvadam imam yathoktam.
Samvadam imam yathoktam.
Ashrausham shrutavanasmi.
Ashrausham shrutavanasmi.
Adbhutam atyanta vismayakaram.
Adbhutam atyanta vismayakaram.
Roma Harshanam romanchakaram.
Roma Harshanam romanchakaram.
So very simple line. Aham. Vasudevasya Parthasya cha Mahatmanah, as I explained, but there is a great soul. Now this, not to use the word soul, a great person, let us say, of this great person called Partha and Vasudeva, this samvadam, this particular samvada, I have heard, adbhutam atyanta vismayakaram. It is extremely fantastic, extremely wonderful, vismayakaram, awe-inspiring, vismaya. Vismaya means something which is awe-inspiring. So that sort of thing. Vismayakaram, Roma Harshanam, Romanchakaram. That which makes your hair bristle. Then Tamcha imam. Okay, next shloka. Vyasa prasadat shrutavan.
Vyasa prasadat shrutavan.
Etad guhyatamam param.
Etad guhyatamam param.
Yogam yogeshwarat krishnat.
Yogam yogeshwarat krishnat.
Sakshat kathayata swayam.
Sakshat kathayata swayam.
Okay. Aham katham shrutavan. By in what manner, how could I hear? Vyasa prasadat. By the grace of sage Vyasa. By the grace of sage Vyasa. We know that sage Vyasa. Vyasa is the same gentleman who sorted out these Vedas. Vedas prior to Vyasa, it seems they were all in a sort of disorganized heap type of thing. And then Vyasa was a great sage who studied all those things and then classified them in 4 proper ways. Samhita portion is one, and then practical portion is one, and then Samaveda is one, and Atharva Veda, some other worldly matters, another thing. So in this manner he sorted out the Vedas. Vyasa, the meaning of Vyasa itself means to elaborate. Vyasa is something Vedanam, Shastranam, Puranam cha, say Vistarakaranat Vyasa. So that is what Shankarananda writes. Vistarakaranat Vyasa. He elaborated. So that is why he is called Vyasa. So by his grace, aham shrutavan, etad guhyatam guhyam aham param. Param guhyam aham shrutavan. Param guhyam means this highly say something which deserves to be protected. Guhyam is something which deserves to be protected. Such a valuable thing, such a valuable message. I have heard this yogam. Yoga means yoga is yuja dhatu, to unite, that which yoking jiva with Brahma. All the strategies which are going to yoke the jiva with Brahma, yoke the limited soul with the unlimited. So that is the point. All the strategies which are meant to yoke the limited soul with the limited personality with the unlimited, with the infinite. So that is what is yoga. Yogam, Yogeshwarat Krishnat. Yogeshwara, the Lord of all yogas, the Lord of all these strategies, the Lord who by whose grace we can know all these strategies. So he is that Yogeshwara. And who is that? Krishnat. Sakshat Swayam Kathayataha. Swayam, he himself was saying. It is not as though he told somebody and then that man told somebody else and that man told me. Not like in that manner. Sakshat, while he was saying, Kathayataha, Kathayataha means as he was saying. Kathayan, the word is Kathayan. Shashti Ekavachanam is Kathayataha. So like that, Kathayataha, as he was saying, I have heard. It is not as though as he was saying, somebody heard and somebody told and then somebody else told me. It is not like that. It is not a sort of hearsay. I directly heard him. So it is it. Let us see the Bhashyam. Tamcha imam Vyasa Prasadat Tato Divyachakshur Labhat Shrutavan Yetam Samvadam Guhyam Aham Param Yogam Yogarthatvat Samvadam Imam Yogameva Yogameva Va Yogeshwarat Krishnat Sakshat Kathayataha Swayam Na Paramparataha. Okay. So this particular imam means this particular sambhashana or this discussion, Vyasa Prasadat. How is that Vyasa Prasadat? Tataha, from him, Divya Chakshur Labhat, because I attained that divine vision. That divine vision means that ability to see what was happening. Then Shrutavan, I heard it. Then Samvadam Guhyam. This particular Guhyam Samvadam, this is something which is noble, which deserves to be highly protected. That supreme, Param Guhyam, that supreme secret, supreme, say highly valuable thing. So that one, Yogam, Yogarthatvat Yogam. So this word yoga is interpreted in two ways here. Yogarthatvat, because it is meant to unite this limited say personality with that divine, limited thing with the infinite. So that is why Yogarthatvat, it is leading to that union. Then otherwise, Samvadamimam Yogamevava. This Samvadam itself can be called a yoga. That is what he says. Samvadamimam Yogamevava. Then from whom? Yogeshwarat Krishnat. From this Yogeshwara who is Krishna, Sakshat Kathayataha Swayam. As he himself was saying, Na Paramparataha. Not that he came through some Parampara. Parampara means Paraha Param Bodhayati. So in that manner, one telling the other, another he telling the other. So that is all Parampara. Paraha Param Bodhayati. So in that manner, not in that way. I have heard directly from Lord Krishna. So that is what he says. Then next sloka, Rajan Samsmrutya Samvadamimam Adbhutam Keshavarjunayoh Punyam Hrishyamisha Muhurmuhu. Oh, hey Rajan, oh King, Rajan, Samsmrutya. Smruti is that realization. Samsmrutya, that is Lyap Pratyaya. You know that Lyap Pratyaya. Smrutya means, for that word Smrutya itself does not come. Where that Lyap Pratyaya comes, sometimes there is an Upasarga also. There is an Upasarga, that some Upasarga comes. For the word Smruti, Samsmrutya, that some Upasarga invariably comes. So that is why it is said Samsmrutya, having recalled, by recalling it, and by recalling it, by recalling and recalling it. So that is why. So Punarukti is basically to emphasize. Samsmrutya. It is not as though he has just recalled once and then forgotten. He is again and again he is recalling, by recalling it again and again. That is Samsmrutya. Imam Adbhutam Samvadam. This wonderful Samvada, this awe-inspiring discussion between this Krishna and Arjuna. Keshavarjunayoho Punyam. Keshavarjunayoho Samvadam. This Samvada of this Keshava and Arjuna. Punyam. Punyam means only by great Punyam only one can listen to that. If I had not done great Punyam, I would not have heard it. So that is it. Punyam. By virtue of a great baggage of Punya, I could hear it, otherwise I could not have heard it. Punyam. Hrishyamisha Muhurmuhu. Again and again. Muhurmuhu means again and again. Muhuhu plus Muhuhu. Again and again. Hrishyami. I am getting delighted. By recalling by recalling again and again, I am getting delighted again and again. I am extremely getting delighted. So he is describing his state of bliss. So Keshavarjanayoho punyam hrushyami. I am feeling so delighted by recalling it. So let us see the bhashyam. He Rajan Dhritarashtra.
He Rajan Dhritarashtra.
Samsmrutya Samvadam imam adbhutam Keshavarjunayoho.
Samvadam imam adbhutam Keshavarjunayoho.
Punyam shravanadapi papaharam.
Punyam shravanadapi papaharam.
Shrutva hrushyami cha muhurmuhu pratikshanam.
Shrutva hrushyami cha muhurmuhu pratikshanam.
Okay. Hey Rajan, oh hey Dhritarashtra, samsmrutya by recalling it again and again. Samvadam imam adbhutam. This discussion between Keshava and Arjuna. Punyam. Shankaracharya says, shravanadapi papaharam. Even by listening, it eradicates all your papas. Papa haram. Haram means take away. Hru is dhatu. Harati. Takes away. So papa haram means taking away. This samvada which takes away all the papa. Listen to the Gita and all the papas go away. So that is the point. So that means all the papas go away means he becomes a jnani. And once you become a jnani, you go beyond that papa and punya. And you will never do any sort of, wrongful deed. So that is the point. A person who listens to Gita and understands Gita will never do any wrongful deed. So that is the meaning. Papaharam shrutva hrushyami cha muhurmuhu pratikshanam. Every minute, every moment, pratikshanam, every moment, I am feeling so delighted, so happy. Then, tacha samsmrutya, the next shloka, tacha samsmrutya rupam atyadbhutam harehe vismayo me mahan rajan hrushyami cha punah punah. So Sanjaya is so delighted. He is again using the same words, samsmrutya. When you are so delighted, you keep on repeating what you say. So when you are so very, very highly delighted or highly sad also, you keep on repeating. So that is what he says. Rajan samsmrutya, he told in the earlier shloka. Here again he says, tacha samsmrutya. Tat means that samvadam. Samvadam, tacha, that samvadam, samsmrutya, by recalling again and again. Rupam atyadbhutam harehe. What is that? Not only samvadam here, atyadbhutam harehe rupam. Harehe rupam. That the rupam, that Vishwarupa he had displayed. That Vishwarupa which was displayed by Hari again is Harati Papamiti Harihi. There are two words, Hari and Hara. Harihara. What are they? Hari is Vishnu. Hara means Shiva. So we have got Vishnu and Shiva. The people at some point of time, they became ignorant and they started fighting. These Shaivites and Vaishnavites at some point of time, when they got disconnected from the teaching of Upanishads, sometime in the 14th, after 15th, 16th century, by that time, there was a decline of this Upanishadic teaching because of the influx of people from outside, because of invasions and whatnot. Our tradition, intellectual tradition has become weak. So at that point of time, these Shaivites and Vaishnavites also started, fighting. Before that it was not there. Shankaracharya's time there was no fighting between Vaishnavites and Shaivites. Ramanujacharya's time there was no fighting between Vaishnavites and Shaivites. Okay, Vaishnavite only said, okay, Vishnu is the main God. All other people are secondary. They did not say all other people are Satan's disciples or anything like that. They did not say they are all devils. We don't have that sort of culture in our tradition. Whereas other religions, they say, whatever I say is the only God, all other things are devils. We don't say that. So Vaishnava says Vishnu is the supreme God, all other people are secondary. Shaivite says Shiva is the main God, all other people are secondary. So similarly some Ganesha, Shakti people, they say Shakti is the only thing which is there, and then Vishnu, Brahma, they are all her attendants. So something like, are not attendants, okay, they are secondary, something like that. So we have got this tradition of synthesizing so many things. We are not for clash. But then unfortunately this clashes started taking place sometime in 16th century or so because of ignorance, because we broke away from the Upanishadic tradition over a period of time. So that is mostly because at least some people they started fighting. Though the common man was not very much bothered. The common man even today He is not much bothered. He goes to Shiva temple, he goes to Vishnu temple, he goes to Amavaru temple, Parvati temple, he goes to all temples. So a common man is wise. Only this highly, the people who are in these sects, they sometimes feel, okay, we are great. So that is the problem. So anyway, here, Harehe Rupam. In that Vishwarupa, he showed all the whole, whatever God, whatever form of God you can visualize. All the gods, all the demons, all the humans, all those things, they were in that Vishwarupa. And then all the people, they were getting crushed under his teeth. So that is what we saw. Damshtra Karalani. Say, in those Damstras, in those jaws, in those huge jaws, all these Bhishma, Drona, etc., they were being crushed. So all that Rupam, Atyadbhutam Hare, that sort of wonderful Rupam, say, having recalled again and again, Vismayo me Mahan Rajan, Mahan Vismayaha, that is great wonder. Mahan Vismayaha means great wonder. Hrushyami cha punah punaha, I am feeling happy again and again. So the earlier shloka also he said, Hrushyami cha muhurmuhuhu, he says Hrushyami cha punah punaha. Again and again I am rejoicing, recalling that Rupa. So he has recalled the wonderful samvada, wonderful discussion in the earlier shloka. This wonderful Rupa he is recalling in this shloka. Tacha samsmrutya Rupam atyadbhutam harehe vishwarupam Vismayaha me mahan he rajan Hrushyami cha punah punaha. Okay, simple line. So that having recalling it again and again, Atyadbhutam, that is Harehe Vishwarupam, the Vishwarupa, that universal form of the Lord, that universal form in which what all God forms you can think of, they are all there. Vishnu, Shiva, some other Brahma, some other Hanuman, some other all types of gods, Agni, Surya, all types of gods, they are all in that Rupa. And all the human beings and all these devils, etc., getting crushed under the say teeth of that Vishwarupa. So that sort of Vishwarupa, Vismaya he Mahan Vismayaha. I got so wonderstruck, awestruck. Then Hrushyami punah punaha, I am rejoicing again and again. Then now we are coming to the last shloka. Kim Bahuna. Then shloka, let us read. Yatra Yogeshwarah Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutihi Dhruvani Tirmatirmama. So this shloka is often say used as a sort of mantra. Some people they do parayana some type whenever you need some karya siddhi. Whenever you want some success in any karya, there are several shlokas like this. There are several shlokas in Gita which are say used as mantras themselves, and then these mantras, they are used for certain specific purposes. So this particular shloka is used when you want some karya siddhi. Though yatra yogeshwara krishno yatra partho dhanurdharaha, you do some japa for say 100 times, so something like that. So this is such an important shloka. So Sanjaya is just telling his verdict, rather. He is telling some sort of forecast or something like, because he is something like a war reporter, he is going to predict what is the outcome of this war. So in any sense we can take it. So as a good war reporter or as an intelligent war reporter, he is giving some sort of intelligence prediction, let us say. What is that? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha Karshati iti Krishna. Karshati, attracts, one who attracts. Or there is another meaning is Karshati Papan. He takes away, he pulls away all these papas from his devotees. So he is that Krishna. So then what is he? Yogeshwaraha. Sarva Yoganam Ishwaraha. He is the Lord of all the yogas, all the strategies which are going to unite this limited say personality with that divine, with that ultimate. Then Yatra Partha Dhanurdharaha. Where this man of action, you are now seeing a man who is a man of vision and there is a man of action. So there is a combination of a man of vision and a man of action. Brahma Kshatriya Parirakshite, you call back to that line in 4th Adhyaya. Brahma Kshatriya Parirakshite Jagat Paripalayitum Alam, he had said at that time. what is needed in order to rule the whole universe is Brahma and Kshatriya. Brahma is the intellect, the wisdom, the real knowledge. That real knowledge is that Brahma, not Brahmana. Is not that a Brahmin. It doesn't refer to Brahmana. It refers to that Brahma is that Jnanam. So a person of wisdom, then Kshatriya, a warrior. So a wisdom on one hand and warrior on the other. So that is the combination that is needed. So Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha, a man, a master strategist and a man of wisdom. Not merely it is a question of war strategy, because here of course there is no war strategy which Krishna is saying. Yoga Krishna has only dispelled the ignorance of this Arjuna. So in that way let us take the meaning. He is not giving any war strategies. He is the Yogeshwara who has dispelled the ignorance of Arjuna. And then there is a man of action. There is a man of vision, there is a man of action. When these two things are there, then what else is needed? There you have everything. Tatra Shrihi Vijayaha Bhutihi Dhruvanitihi. So that is my firm notion. Dhruvanitihi Matir Mama. Shrihi means not merely Lakshmi in all sense. Lakshmi is Shrihi. That is greatness, splendor. You can take it in that manner. Because we are getting another word called Bhuti. Bhuti again means Sampatti. Sampatti means all physical wealth. Bhuti is physical wealth. Then so the Shri cannot be taken as physical wealth. Shri is all that greatness, splendor. So that way we have to take Vijayaha. Vijaya means victory. Victory. Bhutihi, Sampat, all the material wealth. Dhruva Nitihi. Dhruva Nitihi means Dhruva is adjective for Niti. It is not Dhruva 1 and Niti 1. Dhruva Nitihi. That is a very, very firm, solid dharma. It is firmly established in dharma. What all they do, whatever action they do, it is firmly established in Niti. Niti means Nayati, Nayadhatu. That which leads. In other words, dharma. Whatever they do, it is dharma. It is in accordance with dharma. So here, where this wisdom is there and where the man of action is there, there is dharma. So Dhruva Nitihi. They are firmly established. Dhruva means firm. Dhruva Nitihi means firm, adherence to dharma. That is firm adherence to dharma, abiding in dharma, abidance in dharma. Nitihi iti matir mama. This is my firm notion. So that is the shloka. And also we know the word yato dharmas tato jayaha. We know the word yato dharmaha tato jayaha. Where there is truth, not where there is dharma, there is victory. Satyameva jayate, also we know the word, where there is truth, that truth alone triumphs. All these words are known to us. So the same thing is conveyed here. Kim Bahuna. Kim Bahuna means what to say. What to say too much. In brief, I will tell you what to talk of, why so many words. Kim Bahuna means why so many words. In brief, I am going to tell you. So that is the meaning. Kim Bahuna. Yatra yasmin pakshe Yogeshwaraha sarvayoganam Ishwaraha Tat prabhavatvat sarvayoga bijascha Bijasya book says, Bijascha my book says, okay, Bijascha also is okay. Krishnaha Yatra parthaha yasmin pakshe dhanurdharaha gandiva dhanva
Yatra parthaha yasmin pakshe dhanurdharaha gandiva dhanva
Tatra shrihi Tasmin pandavanam pakshe Vijayaha tatraiva tatraiva Bhutihi shriyaha visheshaha Shriyaha visheshaha vistaraha Bhutihi shriyo vishesho bhuta vistaro bhutihi Dhruva avyabhicharini nitihi nayaha Ityevam matihi me mati mama iti Iti Srimad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Pujyapada Srimad Acharya Sri Shankara Bhagavatah Purtau Sri Bhagavad Gita Bhashye Moksha Sannyasa Yogo Nama Ashtadashodhyayaha. This is a great thing. Okay, now Kim Bahuna, what to say too many, where is the use, where is the need for too many words? I am telling you in brief. Yatra means where, that is Yasmin Pakshe, that is where the Yasmin Pakshe means on whose side, Yasmin Pakshe, on whose side Krishna is there, on whose side, wherever Krishna is there. So that is the meaning. Yasmin Pakshe, Yogeshwaraha, Sarva Yoganam Ishwaraha, the Lord of all types of yogas. That is, yoga is just explained, a strategy to unite the limited with the infinite. Then Tat Prabhavat Sarva Yoga Bijascha. Tat Prabhavat Sarva Yoga Bijascha Krishna. Bijasya, your book says, that also is okay. Tat Prabhavat, because of his Prabhava, because of his influence only, Sarva Yoga Bijaha. Sorry, not Prabhava. What does your book say? Prabhava or Prabhava? Huh?
Tat Prabhava, Tat Prabhavatvat.
Prabhava is better.
Prabhavatvat.
Prabhava means, he is the origin. Tat Prabhavatvat. Because all the yogas, they emerge from him. They come from him. That is better. That's a better thing. This Prabhava appears to be a print mistake. Then Anandagiri, what does he write? Anandagiri also write Tat Prabhavatvat. Kim Bahuna Katham Sarvesham Yoganam Ishwarah Bhagavaniti Tatraha Tat Prabhavat. So Sarva Yogo Jnanam Karmacha Tasya Bijam Shastriyam. So Anandagiri also has taken the version as Tat Prabhavatvat. So Tat Prabhavatvat, because all the yogas are Tat Prabhavaha. Tat Prabhavaha means they have all originated from him. Tat Prabhavatvat Sarva Yoga Bijanam, Sarva Yoga Bijasya, or Bijasya, Bijaha Sya also. So all the seed of all types of strategies, all types of things like, what are all those strategies? Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Atma Sanyama Yoga, all these things, they are all various strategies. So for all that thing, the seed is there in, say this Lord only, all in this Yogeshwara. The seed of all these yogas is in this Yogeshwara Krishna. So that is why he is called Yogeshwara. Then Yatra Parthaha, and the side in which, Yasmin Pakshe, the side in which, or the party in which, let us say, the party in which this Dhanurdharaha. Dhanurdharaha means the great archer, the one who is holding that great Gandiva Dhanasu. So that gentleman, Gandiva Dhanva means one who is holding that Gandiva. Then Tatra Shrihi. Shrihi means, as I said, all types of splendor, not necessarily wealth, all splendor, greatness. Tasmin Pandavanam Pakshe, in that particular, on the side of Pandavas only, Vijayaha. Vijayaha means victory. Tatraiva Bhutihi. There itself is all that Bhuti means physical wealth. Bhuti is Shriyaha Vishesho Vistaro Bhutihi. He is giving an explanation for Bhuti. Bhuti means Shriyaha Vishesho Vistaro. There are so many types of wealth. You talk about Ashtalakshmi, Dhanalakshmi, Dhanyalakshmi, so and so, Rajyalakshmi, so various types of Lakshmis. All that Vistara, all that elaboration. Vistara means details. Details are elaboration. So all that elaborate details about that Shri, all the manifestations of that Shri in the form of so many physical items, all that physical wealth. So that is what is called as Bhutihi. Shriyaha Vishesho Vistaro Bhutihi. Then Dhruva Nitihi. What is the meaning of Dhruva? Dhruva means Avyabhicharini. Avyabhicharini means something which is undeviating, unfailing. Nitihi. That is, where these two people are there, in that person, in that paksha, or in that party, or in that on that side, this unfailing niti is there. Undeviating niti is there. They will not, whatever action they do, they will not deviate from the niti. So Vijaya or victory is theirs. Iti me matihi. This is my firm notion. This is my firm opinion. So that is what is the end. In the next class, we will just do a small summary of, this 18th Adhyaya. And I think in the tomorrow's class, we can do a small little bit of puja also of this thing, because this is a Jnana Yajna, as Krishna himself certifies. To some extent it is Jnana Yajna, we can think so. And then we will do that Yajnasya Avabhruta Snanam. That is, at the end of the Yajna, we are supposed to have that Avabhruta Snanam. So Avabhruta Snanam is not a physical bath, recalling the message, and then some little bit of Archana to Krishna. We will do that. So that is how we have very, very successfully concluded the teaching of this whole Bhashya, Shankaracharya's Bhashya. I consider myself fortunate. Anyway, final words will be there for tomorrow because we have to conclude this chapter. I have to give a summary of this chapter. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti